Alright, it has been a couple days since ISO's out and I have spent a lot of time testing his abilities, trying unique plays, but also just trying to figure out the best way to use this agent. For this video, I want to specifically cover his ultimate and give you guys the 5 best times to use ISO's ult. Number 1. Time crunches. Now, this is a no-brainer, but I promise you there will always be moments when people simply forget to play time. If you're in a 1v1 and your opponent is running very close on time to either defuse or plant the spike, use that to your advantage and maximize your chances of winning by using ISO's ultimate, if you have it. I calculated the exact time the ult picks up the opponent and brings them back if they immediately kill you, and that's 10.38 seconds as long as you don't swing outside the barriers. That is a whole 10 seconds you kill from the clock. For reference, it takes a spike 45 seconds to explode, 4 seconds to plant, and 7 seconds to defuse. 10 seconds is a huge burn to the clock. And of course, you also give yourself the chance of securing the round by killing your opponent. Number 2. Against enemy ults. Let's say the enemy team is on a save round and their jet pops knives. If you can single out and beat the jet in your ult, that would be a huge win for your team as it takes away the enemy's best chances of winning the round. And the odds are the jet will only have a pistol to face off against you. The same goes for Raze and Deadlock. If you can single them out and use your ult against them before they get to use theirs, you greatly increase your team's chance of winning the round. Now, this doesn't mean that every time a Jet, Raze, Deadlock, Neon, Sova, or whatever use their ults that you need to also ult back. Try to pay attention to when these agents have their ults and where they're playing on the map. That way you can get a better sense of if they're going to use it or not against your team. Sometimes it's very obvious when an enemy ult will do lots of damage, so always be ready when you can. Number 3. To save yourself. If you find yourself stuck in a bad situation, such as inside a Killjoy's ult or Deadlock ult as it's about to detain you, your best chance is to use your ultimate. You'll take yourself out of what's probably a guaranteed kill for the enemy and place in a situation where you have a fair chance against an enemy player. And if you win the duel, you take away the enemy's advantage, especially if it's Gecko because they can't use their ult again. Number 4. When you're low on health. Now this is similar to number 3, except this might not really save you. Let's say you just had a fight with the enemy and they dropped you down to 40 HP. You can hear more enemies pushing you, and given your health, you probably won't survive the next fight and you can't run away because they'll see you and shoot you. It would be a good time to use your ultimate. You will be given full HP and the same armor you previously purchased, 25 or 50. Now you're in a way better situation because you have a much higher chance of winning this fight. And even if you die after winning the fight, you would have still made a bigger impact on the round that could lead to a win. Number 5. At the start of the round. Now this one has 2 very specific situations. The first situation you would use your ult at the start of the round is if you're up against a strong sentinel that your team has trouble getting through, for example a Cypher, especially now that they're buffed. This would be a great time to ult him and remove him from the round. The second situation is against an operator. If your team is having trouble pushing an angle because it's being held by an op, use your ultimate. If the player misses their shot in the ultimate, it would be an easy kill for you. But even if you do die, you give your team the opening that they needed to push the site. Same with the ult against the sentinel. Even if you die, you still give your team a way to enter site without as much resistance. And if your team make it onto site during that time, they'll probably also be able to kill the player you ulted once they return if they beat you. So it's a lot stronger of a strategy than it may seem. That's all I got for now. I hope you guys learned a little bit more about ISO and when to use his ultimate. I'm going to keep practicing with him and trying out unique approaches to his util. Thanks for watching. Peace.